Busted, busted.
I
I
would
was thinking we
say.
get at least one busted out of this whole thing here. That's great.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Booked or Busted, where we make one call. There's two scores. Today we're going to have three. I'm going to explain that in just a minute. Normally two scores. Today we're going to have three scores. There's absolutely no excuses. Everybody in the home service industry should be prepared to, one, knock the customer socks off, and two, get that call booked. So we are hoping for a great experience today. I want to introduce my special guest, Uncle Joe from Service MVP. You want to say hello, Joe?
Well, Corey, thank you for inviting me here. Of course, I have a passion for customer service, and man, I love this show, Booked or Busted, and I have been monitoring and following this. I'm honored to be here, honestly. So it's like I'm a fan. I'm a fanboy who's been invited to a game show, and I'm very, very pleased to be here. I can't wait to get started and dig in to get our first Booked or Busted episode. I'd love to do this.
Absolutely. And Joe, so honored to have you here. And thank you for coming on. And you are actually our first guest. So I have guests lined up now. I've been planning to do this for a while, but you're so special. You get to be the first guest on Booked or Busted. Again, excited to have you here. So what I did and what I'd like to do is, a big thing about call center, as you know, Joe, is home service companies, and we're going to call a heating cooling company, heating cooling in Pompano Beach, Florida. And they were like third in ranking on the LSA. So companies pay a lot of money for that. To be up there, they spend a lot of money to rank high on Google. And a big part of call center is capitalizing on those marketing dollars, right? And so that's why we do what we do. That's why Sock Knocker exists. That's why we audit call centers, because we want to help contractors close those gaps, right? They're leaving money on the table. And so this company's paid money to be listed on Google. We're going to call and we're going to test it out. We're going to see if there's revenue leaking here. So excited about that, but it is air conditioning in Pompano Beach, Florida. The weather is 81 degrees. I know up north people are still a little chilly. We're sweating in Florida. So I'm happy about that. I'm hoping it sticks. I'm hoping it's not like a false spring. But yeah, so I'm going in under my alias, Dave Longacre, somebody I use in the show. I'm going to have to change that eventually. I got two. I got Greg Snyder and Dave Longacre. People are going to start catching on eventually. So, but I think I'm good for now. Not that famous yet, Joe. Not that famous yet. So Dave still works.
You should there, Corey. We have a cult following. We're going to get into a real following soon here, Corey.
There we go. Okay, let's go on and make this phone call, and let's see how they do.
Google and its partners may record or return this call for quality or research purposes, subject to our privacy policies. Air conditioning and plumbing. Please listen to the following prompts to route your call correctly. For air conditioning services, press 1. For air conditioning equipment sales, press 3. For plumbing, press 5. For permitting services, press 6. For our Port St. Lucie office, press 7. For new construction services, press 8. To reach an operator, press 9. Otherwise, stay on the line and a representative will be right with you.
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff.
Yeah. That's pretty long.
For call from air conditioning and plumbing.
Just want to see. I like to test this.
Yeah.
Call correctly. For air conditioning services, press 1. For air conditioning equipment sales, press 3.
Okay, it's going to keep looping here. A lot of options.
Services, press 6.
Very long IVR.
St. Lucie office, press 7. For new construction services, press 8.
Okay, we're a minute on call. I just want to see if it transfers me. It's part of the technology test.
We'll be right with you.
So you already pressed it, and we're waiting. That's a message.
No, I didn't press it. I wanted to say, okay, so you see how it's just continuing to loop if I don't press something?
Yeah.
That's not a good thing. Now, obviously, most people are going to press something, but you don't want it to keep running. You want it to auto transfer if they don't press something. So let's go on press 1 for HVAC service.
Thank you for calling service. Please wait for the next available agent. There is one caller ahead of you.
Thank you for holding. Please stay on the line. Your call will be answered in the order in which it was received. A representative will be with you in just a moment. Did you know you can schedule your appointment online? It's fast.
Okay, you know what? It did automatically go through that because I actually hooked the wrong button on a different screen. So 3 times and it did auto push through.
Please Be advised, all calls may be monitored and recorded for quality and training purposes. Thank you for holding. Don't be fooled. The weather in South Florida absolutely takes a toll on your air conditioner. The best remedy for your AC equipment working so hard all year
Okay,
long.
so I would have, if I was a customer,
Just like your car.
even if I push one right away,
Tune-up to help it run
we're well
perfectly.
beyond 20 seconds.
It wouldn't be good for me if I was hot in my house right now, Corey.
Perform our precision AC tune-up and safety inspection for only $129.
I'm
Don't
really
take
sweating.
your chances with the heat. Our
I know.
designed to help
About to have a heat stroke.
lower operating costs and extend the life of your equipment, all while protecting your investment. Ask to schedule an appointment when we return to the line.
It's a nice on-hold message, you know, like I'll give them points for that.
Thank you for calling Lindstrom
What how much it
Air
costs to
Conditioning
get
Plumbing. We
somebody to
appreciate
call
your
this
patience.
situation?
Wow. So we're about a minute now after being transferred into the queue. We're in the queue now.
And a tradition of excellence.
So it told us, which is interesting, it told us that there was one caller ahead of us right now.
Plumbing is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year to assist you with all your air conditioning and plumbing needs.
Yeah, this
Our
is,
technicians service all makes and models of air conditioners. With offices
I'd hang up and call the next company on the list.
in 50 counties, we have technicians and plumbers on the road to get to our South Florida neighbors quickly. We know that plumbing and air conditioning. Lindstrom Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Your call may be monitored or recorded for quality assurance purposes.
So we got a double call recording
Thank you.
message.
Please stay on the line. Your call will be answered.
Thanks to Macy and Plumbing. My name is Brianna. How can I help?
Yeah, my air conditioning's broke down and it's getting pretty hot in the house.
What city are you located in?
I'm in Pompano Beach.
Give me one moment.
Okay.
Alrighty, so if you're interested in an appointment for today, we have after 5 p.m. The visit fee will be $175 plus the repair. However, for tomorrow, if it's before 5, the visit fee will be $99 or the repair.
Okay, so there's an after-hour service fee?
After 5, yes.
Okay, or tomorrow. Yeah, it's pretty hot. I really need to get somebody out here today. I don't really want to pay that after hours fee though.
Okay, at the moment, that would be the fee for after 5.
Okay, I'll just call around. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Whew.
Busted.
Busted. Yeah.
Busted. I
would
was
say.
thinking we get at least one busted out of this whole thing here. That's great.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, Joe, believe it or not, I mean, we've only done, I think this is episode 14, so we haven't, we're not that far down the road yet, but I've audited a lot of call centers, right? That outside of the show.
I believe it.
Yeah,
it's like, man, I want to be a regular co-host on this. I mean, do I have to pay something to be a co-host? I guess this is a lot of fun, honestly. Because I've already got like how many notes writing. Like, I think I'm super qualified to help you here, and I got my own.
I think so.
But yeah, I think
Absolutely.
I couldn't get through some of it because we didn't get to that point. I got a whole list.
Some of it.
Yeah, but I think we got it. I think we got enough information to say it's busted on that one. And I do feel, and I do have empathy. Honestly, I do realize the company probably is very successful because they do have a full schedule, and that's excellent. I give services a lot of credit for developing a name where people would go through all that to be on the schedule. So it does tell you, to me, the company probably does a very high quality service in the field or when you get out there. However, I would say that this approach, the quality of this element is not probably matching with what the field is doing. Because if you're charging the kind of money you're charging to go out there, you've got to have a reputation to match that. Otherwise, you'd lose over. You wouldn't have anybody on the schedule. So obviously,
I agree.
So that's a good part. The good part is the reputation.
That's a good way to look at it too.
And that's a good part. The bad part is we have a lot of clients who wish they could get that 5-star service and are going to be frustrated. That's for sure too, you know.
Very much so. And what I was going to say is this is the first one on the show that I actually, if I'm remembering correctly, that I actually just told him no thank you and hung up on when I was calling to look for service. And I try to be honest, like if I was really the customer, I'm hot. First of all, I've already waited a long time. I'm very frustrated already. That was a long hold time. Even out, I know I let the IVR run, but the auto attendant there telling me what to push. But even after we pushed that, we were still well over a minute before they picked up the phone. There was a double call recording message. So just on the tech side, we heard it from Google that the call was going to be recorded, right? And then we heard it again from them. That's unnecessary. It's just repetitive. The on hold message was pretty good. I liked the message. The music was upbeat. But again, just sitting there too long. But I just, why did I hang up? Let me talk about that, Joe. And then I want to hear a little bit more from you on your experience there. And then as the guest, I want you to score it first, and then I'll give my score. But what upset me and what frustrated me and why I decided not to book was the greeting was very poor, very monotone, no energy. And I'm sure you picked up on that. She also, one thing I'm big on, we talked about this on your podcast, is you got to get the customer's name, right? Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? Start using their name. She didn't do that. I'm pretty sure she just called me sir, if anything, but she didn't get my name. The greeting was very poor.
I don't think she really referenced you as a human being. Are you human?
Yes, exactly.
Are you, wait a second. Are you AI or are you human? I can't tell anymore. Are you human, Corey? Because maybe you're not human because she didn't address you as a human being. Like, she didn't mention sir or anything like that. So you're right there. A lot of picking up on the same thing you're picking up on. And how about the empathy?
No empathy, zero. Silence, not even a sorry, which I don't like sorry because I think it's cliche and overused.
Not even that. I hate the sorry too, but hey, I can imagine it must be uncomfortable in your house or whatever, something like that.
And
definitely
she didn't do it.
The greeting, I would say, we didn't really get. Did she say her name? I didn't get that. I didn't feel that.
I don't think she did.
I think she said her name.
She sounded miserable to be there overall.
I didn't remember it if she said it, and she definitely didn't ask my name or our name. Getting on that first name basis, giving you the halo effect, I think is a great thing we need to get there. I think. How about tell me more about the problem that you're experiencing?
Yeah. Tell me more. There's
information.
Really, 4 things.
Problem questions. Is the system working right now, or is it
right? So
everybody gets treated with the same thing, no matter what I get. If I have a 90-year-old mom who can't breathe versus, I'm not even home. I'm on vacation and I need to get the thing fixed while I'm gone. So there's different elements of a priority too that would take place before you ask for the price. That's what leads me to believe that the company does have a certain amount of entitlement, I call it.
Mm-hmm.
The entitlement is because they can charge that much and have a schedule that's full of people, and that it must be nice to honestly have that name, which is probably a very highly thought of and highly sought after, because you wouldn't be able to have a full schedule if you didn't have that. So, but there is opportunity here that I always say to people, if I was to move into a neighborhood and I'm living in a $2.4 million house and somewhere in that area, I'd be like, I just want to get somebody. I heard that they're good, but now I'm not going to wait past that on hold message thing. I probably would have hung up somewhere about 30 seconds into it, maybe tried again. I got frustrated twice and I said, you know what, I'm not going to do that. And then when I get to a person, it's not like I'm getting a big uptick. So honestly, it's very institutional, very bureaucracy. I think I have my score ready to go whenever you're ready to pour it.
Okay. I want to hear that in just a moment. I want to tell you that they have 11,242 Google reviews. They've been in business for 51 years with an average of a 4.7 review, So you look at it, that's a pretty elite company, been around a long time, and yet we call in such poor service on the phone, and you just can imagine how much revenue is being leaked. A couple more things I want to highlight, Joe, and then give your score, is there was some dead air there. She put me on hold again almost immediately after I got on. Notice too, she quoted the fee to come out, $179. Built zero value. Maybe she could have got me to book if she would have built some value around that and justified that fee a little bit, but zero value is
Yeah,
there.
let me tell you what we do, Corey. We're going to send a qualified technician to your home. He's going to
Yep.
do a full diagnosis on the problem and the whole system, and then he's going to give you a full report along with some choices to get the system up and running. So you could do that, and at least tell us what the experience is going to look like.
Yep.
And I definitely agree with that. That a missing piece. Obviously, yeah, it seems like we have somebody who's sort of like a beginner who's just put on the phone and said, "Hey, we're really busy. Could you just answer phones and book the call?" And so I would say
Yeah.
that the training element of it, although again, let me just say by start by saying I don't want to, since we're recording this, I want to go live, that I
Hmm.
understand this company is 11,000 reviews. Most likely they do outstanding work. And of course,
Sure.
I've experienced it. But if I was a consumer, I would definitely wouldn't if I was a new one. So they probably have a lot of older consumers that they know, and that could be they just know, they just deal with it in a way, and that's just the way it works there. And so, by getting new
Yep.
clients, keeping new ones, I would say you'd have a tough go at it. And there's going to come a time when a company like that would need to find new customers because there's always people moving and leaving and dying in Florida. So you're going to have you're going to have to get new customers eventually.
You do.
That's
You
it.
got to do both. You got to do both. And the last thing, Joe, and this may or may not affect the score you're thinking of now, that I noticed was, you notice how I pushed back on the fee. I'm like, man, I'm really hot. I need to get somebody out here today. One thing she didn't do, and what I always encourage CSRs to do, especially in this situation, is get that age up front. Because here's a customer that's pushing back. They may not book now. They're not happy with the fee. Right up front, well, John, we are really busy right now. I would be happy to service you. But at some point in there, ask how old is your system? And
Hmm.
I like to qualify that because if I would have said, what if my system was 17 years old, Joe, and I'm broke down and it's hot out? Look, I'm not, just this is me personally, if I got a 17-year-old breakdown, and the customer's pushing back, I'm not going to lose that call over an after hours fee, right?
Well, it does. I think it does two things, Corey.
Yeah.
One, I think it prioritizes the call better,
Hmm.
and two, the science behind it is called shifting the focus, which is taking it off of the cost of the service and
Hmm.
then moving it toward the problem with the system and kind of exploring the system. So you're moving from
Yeah.
one thing to another. So that shifting the focus, I believe, is really one of the number one essential skills for any customer service professional. Because when
Sure.
you're asking about something that you can't control, you ask a question about something you can control, like the age of the system would be a great way to shift the focus. Or may I have your address? Would be another question you could ask there. A lot of questions you could ask. Tell me more about the problem before we get into that.
Yep.
Well, I mean, and then, oh, you know what? I forgot to tell you about what you get for the 179.
Yes.
I probably would have upticked the score by 2 points if they would have said, well, the reason it costs 179 is here's what you get. I forgot. I just realized I forgot to tell you what you're getting. But honestly, I think that's why I would say the training on not just what to do, but why all these things are being done. And listen, I understand. So it can't hold their feet to the fire too strong because it's probably
Hmm.
somebody that I would say this is probably not the normal representative we're getting in front of. I would just
Hopefully not.
I wouldn't
Hopefully
put it
not. Right.
as a leader because I'm thinking it's somebody because they're busy and everybody else is scrambling doing what they got to do. It might even be an office that has everybody doing multiple things that are beyond the call center, dispatching,
Hmm.
running out parts. So sometimes the office staff gets overburdened, and then you want to
Yep.
having the new person, hey, just answer the phone and put the thing on the board. And don't forget it's 179 today and 99 tomorrow or whatever. It's like
Yep.
just do your best and just do whatever you
Could have
do.
could have been a third party call center too. It's hard to
That's
tell.
true. That's true.
It
Yeah.
could have been. We could have
Yeah.
been forwarded to a third party, and she seemed like she had access to the schedule, which a lot do nowadays. So I don't know. All right, the big moment. So what is your score? The guest score, Joe. What are you going to give it? We didn't book.
You don't make me go first? Okay, I'll do
Oh
it.
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
say
Your
I'd
guest
say
score
it's
is always
I would
first.
say
Yep.
it's a two. I would say it's a two.
Okay. I think that's a fair. I think that's a fair
Can't
score.
go any higher
That's a
than
two.
two. I could go lower than two, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I think I will give credit is that the fact that the company does probably have this reputation that's given me the much higher than one. I would say because of that.
Sure.
And they did, and eventually they did have a live person answer the phone, so I give that's just a one in for the book for me.
Sure.
The fact that she did ask questions to or give the information. However, there's no questions being asked. I can't go more than two if you don't at least ask me some questions to get me on the
Right.
schedule. kind of a thing.
Understand my situation. Sure, sure. Okay, that's a great score. A 2. I'm going to give 2 scores. I'm going to give my SOC score. I don't have my partner here with me today that usually does tech score, so I'm doing both. So I am going to give the SOC score, my customer service score. Joe, I'm right there with you. I'm going to go on and give that a 2 as well. I'm going to match you there. Then on the tech score, on what we call our stack score,
Mhm.
I'm going to give that just a little bit higher because there was some good things there. It was bad. I think the IVR was too long. There's too many options. So I recommend options on IVR. Otherwise, it gets a little too complicated. I understand there can be certain purposes, so I'm not going to say it's the end all be all that you only can have 3, but it's most of the times my recommendation. Also, after the first recording, shoot me in. Put me in, coach. Don't let me listen to it 3 times. If I'm having trouble hitting the buttons, right?
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
me in there. Then, of course, the hold time was just way too long.
yeah.
I would have, if I was an actual customer, I would have, and I could have just hung that call up right there. So on the stack score for technology and the phone system, I'm going to go on and give that a 3.8. All right. So there's our score.
I would agree with you because the reason I say that is because they did invest in technology here, which is in their case needed because they have construction, all the things they're doing. However, I think it's one of those cases where companies invest in a technology, Corey, but they don't really take it any further to have an expert set it all up. And they thought that, hey, we could just do it ourselves or whatever. And this is where I think a Corey Hutcherson would be great at kind of coming into a company like this, say, hey, let's at least get this part set up so it's more customer friendly. Here's some changes I would make and what I would do here. So I think definitely this is where you would shine in this situation. I definitely think that, because I think some people buy technology like Service Titan or even all the stuff, the phone answering and on hold technology and paying for the on hold commercial and all that kind of stuff. A lot of money's been invested in that situation, but
Yeah.
not a lot of, they didn't finish the project. Does that make sense there, Corey? That's one thing I
That's
would kind of,
it. That's what the common thing we see is they get sold a lot of stuff, but it's rarely is it being used to its full potential. Rarely is it set up and communicating properly with the other tools in the stack, right? In the tech stack. A lot of times there's a lot of overspending happening. We're buying a bunch of tools, and you see it, Joe. A lot of contractors are just getting sold left and right, and there's so much out there, and they're really not sure what to do with all these tools. But yeah, that's a big part, like you said, of what we do is help them solve. Right now, we don't sell, we solve. We solve those problems
Mhm.
and help them have the ultimate call center on the customer and or the people and process side and on the technology and software side. So good stuff. Well, let's go on and give our final booked or busted score. So this includes Joe's guest score of 2. This includes my SOC score of 2 and my stack score, my technology score of 3.8. So that gives us an average of 2.6. So our final booked or busted score is 2.6. There you have it. Joe, again, thank you so much for coming on as a guest. Definitely want to have you back. You are more than welcome to come on and be co-host
Oh my God.
anytime, every time. This
It
was a lot of fun.
This would be must attend hosting for me. I would definitely make it my highest priority to be here because this is a lot of fun. And honestly, yeah, I feel like I feel like I'm leaving here with lacking in hearing something good. That's what I want to hear. I'm looking forward to the next. So I am looking forward to the next one because I definitely know that
Yeah.
I think we can do better than this. I think we can do better.
There,
But thank you
there's
for
some
inviting me. I
Yeah,
appreciate
there's
you.
some great ones out there. We'll come across some really good call centers too. So
Yeah,
awesome. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching another episode of Booked or Busted. We'll see you next time.